Camille, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for
Um,
having me.
Absolutely. Exile is so much fun. I mean, it is a really solid script and great performances by you and Adam. Um, what drew you in? What brought you into Exile, if you will?
Yeah, no, there were so many aspects to it that I was really excited about and really loved, which is one that it's a two-hander basically. I mean, not, but a lot of the scenes are just me and Adam just going at each other in the way only couples can. And I thought those were really fun scenes and really exciting to play. And also the location, Powell River, is so gorgeous and so beautiful. And to get to spend a month or however long I was there was wonderful. And then the director Jason James, I was familiar with him, and I thought, I was a fan, and so all the things came together in just this great opportunity.
Well, you're right. Like in some ways, there are moments of this film that almost feels like a play.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
a little bit, which is so much fun as an actor. And when Jason was talking to me about the movie, he's like, I'm going to prioritize performance, and I joked with him after, it's like, everybody says that actually, but he really did. So I was really grateful.
Yeah, I mean, what was that like working with Adam in these? I mean, the film is called Exile. It must have felt like that. Like here you are in the middle of the nowhere. Of course, it wasn't just the two of you, the crew's there and all that stuff. But to see that, to have those moments where the two of you were really connecting on screen, what was that process like? How did you and he prepare for it?
We didn't do much in the way of rehearsal or anything like that. But we met up and talked, and then sort of came in on the day. And he's a very generous man and a very generous actor, so it was very easy actually to just connect, just jump in. And it was kind of a great scary way to start it, where I think we tried to shoot as much in chronological order as possible, which made it easier as well, because then we got to build that relationship through it. And it just really worked.
You know, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Usually, I know that out of sequence is the normal way to do it, but for this one, I'm sure that was help because the
Super
films do
helpful.
get more intense as they go along as
Yeah,
well.
super helpful. And then I can remember, like, if I did something, 2 scenes ago, I can take that in as an actual history that I know is going to be in the movie and use it now later. And so I think it adds a lot of depth.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things I loved about this film is its conversations about mental health. Like it's very heavy on it and in a good way, and the failure of the system to help.
Yeah.
I was wondering from your perspective, have the conversations around mental health changed over the years, and how do you think that plays out in the film?
Well, I think, and my hope is that we're taking a different approach to mental health, which is more of an empathetic approach. And so that we're not, the first reaction when you see someone being loud or seeming scary isn't necessarily fight, you know what I mean? Or constrain, or one of those things, but instead, well, what does this person need? What's going on? How can we help? And I hope that the conversations are changing that way. And I think they are. I think it's a bit of a slow groove, but I think it's happening.
These conversations we're having now are different, I think, to me than we're having 10 years ago, about these issues. And but one of the things that's so interesting about Ted, I'm talking about Ted here and your relationship to him, is he's really struggling with the events of his past, and but he's bringing that with him into the present. And I was wondering, for you and your character, because your character is trying to do the right thing by him.
Yeah.
What do you think it means to do the right thing even after they've done the wrong thing?
Yeah, I think that's one of the questions that makes the movie so interesting. And I don't know that I have a good answer to it, except I think it's just worth taking the chance on someone to believe that, okay, they did the wrong thing, but that doesn't mean they're a wrong person. It doesn't mean that their total is negative.
Mm.
So how do we, there's so much that I love about him as my husband. Beyond, how do I amplify those things, and is there a way to make this a happy ending for both of us? And I think that's sort of just a kind of a universal struggle, really.
Yeah, I love the amount, like there's a tremendous amount of love and compassion being offered here when this is what I love about your character, when other people would just walk away. You know, it's
Yeah,
sort of, I'm done with you because of all of these things that have taken place.
yeah.
Um,
I think that is one of the best things about the character is that she comes from such a place of love. It's like almost like painful love. It's coming at him so hard, it's almost dangerous.
that's actually a great comment because it is painful love. Like you each moment it looks like it's hurting to
Yeah,
watch, but at the same time you're trying to protect yourself wisely because this is
yeah,
an unsafe situation in some ways, or seems to be from outsiders,
yeah, yeah. Or could be from
or
another
could be.
date. That's the other question. Is he right? Am I crazy?
Well, and that's what, again, perspective is such an interesting aspect of this film, because he's trapped in this belief, rightly or wrongly, not giving away any spoilers to how the film plays out. But he seems trapped, and I'm wondering for you, just thinking about that, what is the power of perspective? Because you're offering, and I think actually your character says that, actually, that she does. Sometimes we need someone else to show us another perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's sort of her game plan going in. It's like if I could just show him, if I can just convince him of reality, I can pull him out of this hole that he's in.
Mm,
And it's quite naive really to go in that way, but also, she's at the end of a rope where no one else is helping. Is no one else to change this situation. So do something or abandon it forever, really.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, because she dives in.
Yeah.
Like there's there's times when she's on the phone and you can just hear it's like, one more day. I need one more day.
Yeah.
There are
One more
moments as a
chance.
viewer, I'm like, no, no,
It's time to move on, lady.
it's okay. It's okay to say that's enough. But but there's power in that here. There's power and commitment in this character.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I think the interesting thing too on her journey is then she's so certain of what she thinks going in, and then sort of partway through, she's like, I don't know, maybe I wasn't so right, actually."
yeah, absolutely. Well, forgive me if this is a broad question. I was just thinking about this in the context of the film because certainly with Ted, with Adam's character, there's a real struggle to forgive himself. And as a viewer, I'm watching, I think that's a really powerful conversation. And I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on what it takes to forgive ourselves from from moments of our past.
Yeah, I think I mean, that's hard. It's hard to forgive yourself. I always just think as much as you can get present, as much as you can get in the present moment, that's the first step to going there because and acceptance that you can't change it, right? So can you make it right? If you can make it right, do that. If you can't do that, accept it, get in the present moment, and just unto everyone has that, everyone has
Yeah.
things they've done that they're ashamed of, and that's part of the human process, really.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's some of the beauty of your character is your character is willing to offer that to to Ted, even if those safety barriers are up.
Yeah, I think she's kind of a hell of a gal. I do.
She's great. She's such a great character.
Yeah, I loved it. It was such a gift, that character.
Yeah. What was it like shooting in that environment? Because I know you said it was beautiful to be out there, and I'm sure it was, but it must have added that. I wondered if it added anything to the experience of your character and your filming.
Well, definitely. There's so much stuff where, of course, there's a crew around, but it feels like I'm alone in the woods, and we are in the middle of the woods. And
Yeah.
one day we had an atmospheric river, and I'm climbing up a ladder on the tree, and the rain is just, and it was so cold. And so, just the kind of, it was good to feel the danger of the environment.
Mhm.
This is a harsh environment. You can get hurt just from being out there. Just, get lost in the woods, and then what are you gonna do? So I think that really helps too, to just sort of to yeah, to really implant the idea that we're isolated there. It's just the two of us. It's I have to rely on you, you have to rely on me, and that's all we've got.
Yeah, yeah. I wondered that because, like I said, I mean, the film is called Exile, and he is exiled. But just the experience of being sort of not entirely, but mostly in this one location would be an interesting experience as you're bringing that out in your character. I just thought that that would be interesting to pull that, or wondered if that would pull anything out. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you get so I get so much from the environment around. Like it just makes you just able to sit in that role and just sort of really feel like, okay, I'm here. I'm doing this thing.
Um, I wondered too, just one of the things that this is again a broad question, but the idea of the power of choice, because there is this beautiful and intense moment where you're telling him, how do you choose? You could choose to work through the guilt that you have. You know, the power of choice that we have, as we work through our issues, and how we kind of forget that because Ted kind of loses that aspect of it. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I think it's tricky. It's like for the power of choice for the individual is so important, and it's kind of everything. I do believe you can choose your perspective to a degree when your basic needs are met, if you're not in danger, all those things being, however, I think with this character and in that moment, it's like what she wants is to choose what he should think. And it's like what you can't do, and what makes me certainly in life bang my head against the wall is that I can't tell people what to think. Like I can't make them
Yeah.
believe it. You know what I mean? Like you should think this. I don't understand why you don't. And I could talk to you for a half an hour about it and you still don't. And it's maddening.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I felt that as a viewer. There were moments as well where I was like, he's so broken and he's so
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah. He's so
Um,
hurt. And it's just, can I pull him out of that? Well, and it's not even can I just motivate him to
yeah,
help him find a light or a way out or something to grab onto?
absolutely, absolutely. Um, Honestly, Camille, the film is a ton of fun, and like I said, has some great moments and a great script.
Ah, thanks.
Absolutely. I was just wondering, what do you hope people take away from their exile?
I hope people take away that that we should never give up on people, that it's giving up on someone is always too soon.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And I
Thank
wish you
you.
the best. So much. The film's so much fun. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks you too.